What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So you know how it goes. It is not Monday. Usually we do this on Monday, but it's Tuesday. We're a little behind, but it is all good. It's Tuesday. We're getting to the Tuesday market watch. So if you like what we do, feel free to like and subscribe. If not, it is all cool. Help us hit the goal of 500 subscribers. Leave a comment down below. Got something special for people that leave a really cool comment for when we hit 500. But with all out the way, let's go ahead and get into the cards. So F-Zero Utopic Draco Future. This is a card that I actually invested in a long time ago when it was around like the $5-6 mark. People weren't really paying attention too much to this card. Both versions you could get for around that point, and I decided to go in on the secret rare simply because like I kind of felt like a lot of people were just gonna kind of like how the secret rare looked. I wish it would have got a look, you know, like a little bit more, but I was able to get a comfortable threshold of about 7 copies, and these ended up completely taking off. It isn't something where like this one isn't really I told you so, because like, you know, there's probably like a lot of different people seeing, you know, F-Zero, seeing how it's not really used in a lot of decks, using some rogue strategies, and it's like, okay, well, the second this becomes kind of in the forefront, it's going to be a really good card. So this is kind of a card that I said, like, if you were holding off and you think, I'll get it later, I would have got it when it was around $5, because even though it couldn't get reprint at any moment, these are like there's certain cards in the format that Konami released that you know are going to be a little finicky. This one right here I felt was one of them. Snake Eye Poplar. This right here really surprised me. I thought this was going to continue to just hold on to this extremely high price point in the beginning, but it just started to fall. It just kind of like started like really come down. Initially I thought it was just the foreign copies, but right now it looks like you could get a lot of these right here for about like 26, 27. There's like a lot of quantities on the market, like you know, like there isn't like it isn't like it's the best deck and not a lot of people open this set. Like I guess maybe if a Poplar would have came out in a set that was a little less popular, it would have probably like kept the price up. But like, to be honest, this was kind of like wild to me. Another thing that was kind of wild is the price of the Promethean Princess. I kind of thought this was gonna hold like a $40-$45 range, just like simply because I knew that not only was like the Snake Eye Fire deck gonna be like one of the best things, but there was also people that wanted to play Rogue, you know, like Rogue, which is pure Fire King, or maybe just pure Snake Eye, or people just trying to pull off the Fire OTK, not even necessarily playing like a dedicated deck for the strategy, but just trying to play a deck that just makes that OTK possible. I kind of thought that was going to kind of keep her price up, but to be honest, no, it's not the same thing. There is just so many on the market. You really only need 1, maybe 2 copies, and these are around the $25 price point. So you get Snake Eye Ash for like under, you get, you know, Snake Eye Ash for around 20, 26, yeah, like $26, $27, and you can really pay this for 25. So I kind of thought that was kind of crazy. One card from the deck that is kind of holding its value is Flamber Dragon. To be honest, whenever I find myself playing against a deck, I really do feel like this is one of the harder cards to play around, because I mean, like, unless you have like Shifter, or unless like you drop like even as you drop like Joan Lockbird and they don't have like something to start setting or kind of like, you know, doing kind of stuff in the back. To be honest, like if you hand trap them and they're still able to get to the Flamber Dragon, you still feel like they have kind of something crazy. So it does make sense that this one is kind of holding its price, because this one a lot of people kind of just, and they pulled it, threw it to the side, they gave it away, they sold it with their bulk. They really didn't care about this card. They thought this was going to be the throwaway, now realizing that this was going to be like one of the better cards to kind of use in the deck for your end board. So right now it's kind of holding a higher price point than it was. It was kind of at 12, and now it's kind of holding here at 14.49. I think it was kind of higher at one point. Yeah, it did kind of go into like the $20 price point, and it did kind of come down, but it just kind of starting to shoot back up, especially because like all the other stuff is kind of go down a little bit. So it looks like you get it for around $15 for the Snake Eye Flamberge. And like I said, this was something that I was glad I had my one copy to capitalize on it, but I wish I would have seen this. I wish I would have seen this one come. This would have been so cool to pick so many up at $2. Light and Darkness Dragon. So Horus Control with Light and Darkness apparently is extremely popular right now. To be honest, I wish I kind of would have picked up on something like that before the Horus engine went up. Like I've kind of like set myself up to play Rogue for like the foreseeable future. Like every once in a while I kind of pop out, play a little bit of meta, but to be honest, I'm playing mostly rogue, and I wish I kind of would have solved that like back when the Horus engine was like a little bit lower, so that way I could have like, you know, got into that. But there's a lot of stuff in the OCG, and also there's been a couple of like, people that had success with it in the TCG. So right now the secret rare from the manga promotion around $50. The secret rare from the retro pack is going from anywhere from 135 to 250. But the ones that we are most likely to have are the super rare from the Storm of Ragnarok, which is going around like, you know, like $9. Then you got the ultra rare from like the power pack. That one's anywhere from 5 to 10. Then you got commons right here, the short pick Astral Pack 2. So these right here were some super old cards. Like, to be honest, there's probably a more likely chance that you might have a super rare from Storm of Ragnarok laying around than than the freaking common version. But these are around $7. The ultra rares, these ones right here are probably like a little bit different. These ones are gonna fluctuate because you're probably gonna have a damage right here for around $5, and then moderate played all the way to 10. Probably if I just go right here to like this last page, you're gonna sit there, you're probably gonna find one. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. Near mint limited for about $30. The thing is gonna be like fluctuating. To be honest, like if you're getting this kind of all like beat up, they're gonna be like in that like $5 range. But if you want one that is near mint limited, it will be $30. That's just kind of crazy. To be honest, I would just stick with either this common version or to get the super rare. These always kind of look nice, but you're not guaranteed to get like the nicest looking one. Like I said, yeah, I already knew that. Heavily played, light played. If you want something in your mint, you're looking about like $13, $14, maybe even $15 for this card. But I would just get the common because like most of the time you're not really like you don't 100% kind of I don't know. You don't always need the shiniest stuff to play the deck. You just need what works. Now just pick up the common over all this stuff. But if you do have this stuff, I would get rid of it sooner rather than later because this stuff could like fall out the meta at any moment. Imseti, Glory of the Horus. This card has not gone down really. Like it's kind of been going everywhere, and it's starting to shoot back up even more. The highest was around that $70 price point, but looking it's right 59 light plate first ed, but all these near mints go straight to about $60. So we're looking at about a $60 card for Imseti. I'm like, to be honest, this is something that like people kind of look at the Horus and they knew it was gonna be good. They thought it was gonna be like, oh, it's the side Centurion version, and it turned out that like Horus is kind of taking on a mind of its own. It was using Char elements, and then like now it's now it's kind of finding its way to its own kind of stun version. So that's kind of really cool with the light and darkness stuff. And going with that is the King Sarcophagus, another card that I thought was going to prove me wrong. I'm like, man, I thought this card was going to be in the $5 range, shouldn't go anymore, shouldn't be 15. It was kind of going up to that range, but right now we're looking, and it is settling around that $5 range. You got these two copies right here for about about $5 with the $1 shipping. Once they're gone, it's about $6, almost $7. So it is going around the $7 range, a little bit higher than I initially thought. But to be honest, around $5 to $7 is around what this card is probably going to go for. Even with the other stuff kind of going up, I really do feel like this is kind of stay around that price point. Lullaby of Obedience. This right here is catching so many players, I want to say off guard, but like catching them like by storm. A lot of people in these big events are assuming that I'm gonna play like 7 out of 10 mirror matches, so I'm just gonna throw in Lullaby of Obedience if I'm playing any kind of Snake Eye deck. And to be honest, like the mentality completely makes sense, and I think mainly because like I think the guy that won Vegas used them in his main deck. I'm not 100% sure, or someone who taught Vegas used them in their main deck, so a lot of people are probably thinking it's the thing to do. If you're in your local setting, do not main deck this card unless you know exactly what everyone's running, you know exactly what everyone's build is. To be honest, this card only works in high level settings. Well, I shouldn't say only works, but it mainly works in high level settings where you know that most of us are going to be playing cookie cutter style decks because we want to get the most optimal wins. But with that being said, secret rares are going for about like $11. Ultra rares are going for about 9 to 8. If we kind of look into these secret rares, these are from the Kaiba collection. They are right here, $11, $12, $13. Yeah, these secret rares are holding about $13, and it's about, I would say about $10 for the ultra rare. Another card that I would say to that I would say was a little bit better is Crossout Designator, because Crossout Designator, even though sometimes you gotta run the one of brick, well, I wouldn't say brick, but like the one of card that if you draw it you can't use it anymore, a lot of the times your one ofs are hand trapped, so it kind of like, you know, it's like, oh no, I drew my Garnet, but then I could just use my Garnet to stop my opponent. So it isn't always the worst thing, and I do feel like going first and second Crossout Designator in the mirror match is way better. It could either be like a Call by the Grave and stop a hand trap, or it could be a Floodgate going second. Floodgate going first or second. It could be like a Floodgate to make sure you stop something that you know that you don't want to go off. So Crossout Designator right here, the ultra rare is going for about $15. The prismatic is kind of like, it says like the same thing. Let's go and just kind of look right here into the prismatic version. So the prismatic version, there is one light play for about 15. After that, they all go for about $18. So they're looking about like 18 to 20 for the prismatic version. And then the ultra rare version is probably going to be the ultra rare. Let's check the ultra rare out just real quick before I say anything. Yeah, ultra rare is holding for more about like $15-16 price point. So we're looking at about like 15-16 for the ultra rare, maybe like maybe 17, and about anywhere from 18 to 20 for the prismatic. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.